All right, everybody. Hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In the Mixer, episode number 9 of our FC St Pauli series. Going really well so far. Hopefully you guys have had a great week. Hopefully you're enjoying the start to 2021. Hopefully it's an improvement on the mess that was last year. Now, as far as Football Manager goes, things are going pretty much our way. We're going to start our weekend right with hopefully 2 fantastic results to finish off the season and get into that winter break, hopefully in a good position to push on for either a league title or promotion in the second half of the season. Let's jump in and see how we've gotten on. So, as you guys can see, we are sitting at top of the table at the moment, only on goal difference though. Hamburger have drawn level with us, both on 35 points. We're on plus 22 goal difference, they're on plus 19. Werder Bremen are 3 points behind that. Paderborn's also level with them. A little bit of a gap, 4 points to Sandhausen on 28 points. Greuther Fürth, Nuremberg, a little bit of a gap there as well. So the mid-tables are starting to separate a little bit, but at the top, it is very, very tight. Only 3 points separating the top 4 sides. So if things don't go our way, we can very quickly drop down a little bit and out of the promotion places entirely. So we want to try and keep a good run going. Now, since we saw you guys last, we did drop in a second spot for a little bit just on goal difference because Hamburger were absolutely pummeling some teams, but we are still at this point undefeated in our Bundesliga season. We're of course out of the DFB Pokal if you didn't watch the episode on Wednesday, but so far we've been doing really well. So we beat Hamburger, we drew with Hamburger last time out in the last episode. We beat Werder Bremen 4-0 in a fantastic performance. Then we had a 0-0 draw with Fortuna Dusseldorf away from home. A good 3-1 victory over Union Berlin. A 0-0 draw with Paderborn, who were actually a decent side. They did very well in that game. We were impacted by international call-ups during this period. You can see there aren't that many subs used throughout the course of that one. We then beat Jan Regensburg 2-0 and Eintracht Braunschweig 4-1 away from home the last time out. Matthias Arezzo getting a fantastic hat-trick. Now, weirdly, he's been doing really well in the games that we haven't recorded, but anytime we hit record, he seems to struggle a little bit. This will be very interesting to see how he plays today and how he gets on. We do have 2 remaining fixtures to go before the winter break. We've got Greuther Fürth and then a 2-week gap before we play Dresden, and then we have pretty much 6 weeks off before we play Osnabrück after the winter break. There is a German tradition about who's top at Christmas. If we can finish this episode and this week on top of the division and undefeated to that stage in the season, I'll be very, very excited for the run home and how we might do towards the back end of this year. I don't expect us to go undefeated all the way through. However, if we can put ourselves in a good position starting the new year and going into that break, I think we're in a great chance of getting promoted this season and getting up into the Bundesliga, which we desperately want to do. As far as the squad's concerned, we are welcoming a couple of players back. Kaminski's been in and out of the squad with injuries, hasn't played that much. Federico Losas has also been in and out of the squad. Victor Weber has been deputising for him. So far, so good. Nothing to worry about there. Renier also nearly back to full fitness. We're not going to risk him with a start. He's only suitable for 45 minutes, but maybe we can give him like the last half an hour, see how he goes on his return from injury. Fantastic before he got injured. Obviously a huge prospect in terms of the overall makeup of the squad over the next few seasons. Desperately want to try and get him back out there in the second half of the season, but otherwise we've not been doing too badly. So for the match against Greuther Fürth, who are down in 6th, they are 8 points behind us as things currently stand. We're going to go with the following lineup. Weber in goal. Bella Kotchap and Amini continuing as the central defensive partnership. Norman Williamson played a couple of games and did pretty well. He's developing quite nicely, so Amini's got to stay on the top of his game to get into the squad each week. Gunderland at right wing, Netz at left wing, Sandri Lanka midfield with Becker and Omer Bayaz ahead of him, Zebalos as the inverted wing on the left-hand side, Dashner as the inverted wing on the right, and Arezzo leading the line up top. We're going to go after it in this one. We're at home. We're in good form. We've won our last 2. We haven't been beaten yet, still in the league season, so I'm going to go attacking from the off, and we're really going to try and set down a marker by beating the living shit out of Greuther Fürth. If we can do that, we've got 2 full weeks off for everyone to try and get foot fit. I'm not sure what's happened there. I've had some sort of brain meltdown, but fit for the next game, and hopefully some of these guys that have got knocks and been in and out of the side will see some game time in the next match as well, so that we're going into the winter break with a fully fit team and hopefully starting the run home the second half of this season with everybody fit and on hand. That would be absolutely fantastic for us. There was a player that left as well. I should mention, we had a guy on loan from Bayern Munich. They got very upset he wasn't playing and recalled him from his loan. No drama. He never made an appearance, so that's absolutely fine for us. Now, in the dressing room, we're just going to say go out there and carry straight on from where you finished the last match, that 4-1 victory. It was a very good performance. Team's doing well, starting to gel nicely. I do need to start trying to gather some funds and getting some finances in because I want to keep Luca Netz and I want to keep Sandri and the guys that we've got on loan. We want to truly make them permanent signings. And if we go up into the Bundesliga, hopefully we'll have the cash to bring those guys in permanently. But if we don't, I at least want to try and renew their loans. So that's something that we'll keep an eye on in the next few weeks. They are also playing a 4-3-3. It's a tight contest. test as things start to tighten up towards the top of the table. We want to get our 3 points and get off to a good start here. And we want to try and keep a bit of distance to Hamburger, who have been pretty relentless over the last month or so. Dashner with the ball forward to Eraser there, but it's cut out by the Greta Firth defence. Now Ram, or however you pronounce that, on the left-hand side. Lens overlapping fullback now. Good little camera angle here. We get to see quite a bit of the stuff here in the corner. Dashner's done well and cleared up the line. Eraser doesn't go after it, so it's going to come straight back in. Ball in midfield's a bit sloppy. Becker wins it back in a good area and sends a ball forward for Eraser. He's got a lot of work to do. There's not a lot of support around him, but he does well enough to get a strike on goal, going for the near post on that right-hand side. The keeper were equal to it, though, saves and holds. But first shot in anger, first highlight did go our way. In other matches, Hamburg are playing 1860 München away from home. They haven't torn up anything this season, so I'd expect Hamburger to get the win, but we want to keep an eye on the table and particularly on the goal difference as well, because it has gone both sides' way throughout the course of the different parts of this season. We are through 30 minutes here. We're going to encourage everybody with 10 minutes to go in the half. We've immediately got a highlight. This might go poorly. We've thrown it straight to the opposition. Dashner did win it back. Seguin with the ball across to Green. It's Julian Green, who I think is an ex-US international, and he smacked one in from about 30 yards. So apparently encourage is not the right thing to shout out at your team at any point. First highlight that we've seen for Greta Firth. We'll check out their... Here we go. This reverse angle is going to be a decent one. Seguin with the ball across to Green. He skips past Becker. And where does he actually strike from? Bella Kotchap doesn't come to him. I think he megs Bella Kotchap, and Weber should do better. It's a pretty poor goal to concede, to be honest, but... Worst case scenario, we go in a goal down at half-time. I know what our half-time team talk will be, and I know what our tactical adjustments will be, so I'm not going to complain too much. We do drop below Hamburger as things currently stand, still drawing their game against 1860. And at half-time, we go in a goal down. We've had the better of the XG, but XG doesn't mean shit in this version's game. Apologies if you're an XG fan and watching along. I'm going to thrash arms, far from pleased, and then tactically, we're going to make the adjustment. We're going to go to our more positive style, little bit more aggressive in the press, but a little bit deeper where we start our transitions. You can see there's a lot of 6.4s, 6.5s out here. Hasn't gone particularly well. We'll give it 15 minutes and make a change. As we know, anything can happen when you reload a save. We were in good form going in. It'd be very disappointing to have our first loss of the season come at the hands of Greta Firth. They've got a corner here as well, and they've clipped the crossbar. All right, we might need to make a tactical adjustment here. So I don't think positive's working either. Let's go to our cautious mentality, a little bit more possession-based. Let's make a couple of changes. Based on rating, Zeballos has played poorly, so might switch Dashner's side, and this might be the chance for Renier to get back out on the park. Hopefully his body can get through it. Luca Netz has not played particularly well. We'll bring on Juan Rodriguez, and I'll hold on to that last sub for the last couple of minutes. Can't get anyone to respond to any of my team talks at any point in FM21. If you guys are able to do that for subs, please let me know how to do it in the comment section below. Hamburger have taken a lead in their match as well, just to rub salt into the wound. Lenz with the throw in here on the left for Greta Firth. Rezo was there. Seguin now. Over to Green, the goal scorer. Now Raum, who's been busy a couple of times in a few different highlights. Ball in behind here. Rodriguez does very well, wins it back and plays it forward to Dashner. Goes back to the keeper when he didn't really need to. Had time to turn on that left-hand side. Sandri finds Bayaz. Now Arezo. Back to Bayaz again. He had numbers on the right-hand side. He's got Gundogan there now, who's sitting on yellow. We'll be wary of that. Someone's gone through him. It's Raum who's gone through him. And it looked like he's going to be dragged across. Is it going to be a red card? He has indeed been shown a red card. Now, the challenge that comes here, we've got to make a change because it looks like Gundogan is in a bit of pain. So Vikov will come on. Do we go attacking now that they're down to 10? That's the challenge. Screw it. Let's go after it. We'll go back to attacking. It wasn't quite working against them. And I think they are going to drop off quite a bit, being down to 10 men. But we've got to go after it and try and score. So let's go attacking. Let's see what we can do. Time is whittling away, so we're going to fire out a demand more shout with 15 minutes to go. And with a few more minutes to go, we're going to throw out another one. There haven't been any highlights since we changed to attacking. And 5 additional minutes are rocketing by. We've got a late corner here, Dashner to take. It's headed away. Can we get the ball back in? No, it looks like Hagoda's going to get there first. I don't know what Rodriguez was doing, running away from the ball. We're trying to win the match, boys. Ball out now to Vikov. About 30 seconds remain of additional time. Dashner, good switch. Now he's got Rodriguez on the outside. He gets tackled. Rodriguez finds the ball. Bayaz, edge of the area, gets the strike away, and Boucher, with a good save, puts it over. Looks like that's gone out for a goal kick. Oh, I thought he maybe got a touch on that, but it looks like it was just a poor strike. Ball forward here from the goal kick. We are through the additional time on. He's taking a hell of a lot of time. Ball forward. Vikov might be able to put this back in quickly if we can get it going. Right-hand side. Get the cross in. It's poor ball in. Asta with the clearance. Sandri back to Vikov again. Goes back stick ball, and it was a poor cross straight at Bouchard. And we've lost our first game of the season against Greta Firth. We've gone undefeated all the way through. Very, very frustrating. The best one for us was Rodriguez at left back, and he only came on after about an hour. Let's throw the water bottle. That wasn't good enough. A couple seem motivated, a couple seem demotivated and nervous, but that's very frustrating. And again, I think I'm not going to complain because it's too early in FM21 for me to really have like a base of knowledge to say this. One of the things that used to drive me nuts in FM20 was that we'd be on a great run of form. We'd have our tactic going really well. We'd step away, save the game. We'd step away, come back the next day to try and record content for you guys. And then our form will have gone out the window. Greta Firth aren't a bad side by any imagination at all, but it's just so frustrating. We've been in really good form going into that game. Gundogan's got a concussion. He's out for 2 to 3 weeks. We're not going to risk anything with him. Julian Green gets the Man of the Match award, 7.9 match rating for him, and a bruised foot for Omer Bayer. So the dream's died. We have finally lost a game after 17 matches in a row without losing. Very frustrating. We are going to clear the squad out. I'm going to give them a week off as well. I know we've got the winter break coming up, but I don't want to risk anything. And we are, through the magic of editing, jump forward 14 days, and now it's about picking ourselves back up and seeing if we can get top of the division at Christmas or at the winter break. Magic of editing, though, we'll jump forward to that now. All right, so jumping forward pretty much 2 weeks. I think everyone was good for the rest period that they got. Still no Losas yet. He's still not fully fit, and I don't want to risk him. Gundogan as well. We're going to leave him out of the squad entirely, which means our bench looks a little bit different. I'm going to make a couple of changes. Kaminski's going to come in on the right, who was arguably the best player in Poland last year. He's had injury struggles. I think he's back fully fit, and I really want to try and get him back in the lineup for the remainder of the season, potentially on this left-hand side, but I'm going to give Zeballos the benefit of the doubt. He's not been terrible over the last 5 games or so. Neither's Dashner, to be fair, neither's Renier, but they're both working their way back into fitness, so I really want to try and get him out there as much as possible. I'm also going to bring Kabua back in midfield for Omer Bayaz. I think he just needs a bit of a spell. Just his fitness hasn't quite been there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to actually mix that up. As I'm saying it out loud, it sounds kind of ridiculous. So Gabua is going to come in as the box-to-box for Finn Becker, and then we're going to get Bayaz back out there. 7.1 over his last 5, 7.08 for Gabua, who's barely started that many matches, so I think he's been contributing quite a bit. 2 adjustments at the back as well. We're going to play Nicolo Armini at right back. He can do it at 3-star ability, which I did not know until today. So we're going to give him a whirl at right wing back. And we're going to see if we can get Max Norman Williamson out there as well. See how they get on in a slightly different role reversal. We know Armini can do all the defensive stuff. We know he can play the ball. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes as a right wing back. I'm going to drop back from our attacking structure. We're going to go cautious, a bit more possession based to start with. And then if we're doing well, we will put the foot down and we will go a bit more aggressive and attacking. Just to try and boost that goal difference, we have to now hope that another team can do us a favour against Hamburger. I did say at the start of the episode I was pretty certain that our unbeaten run would come to an end at some point. I did not expect it to be this episode. I thought we could make the winter break without any defeats. Hasn't worked out that way. Dresden are playing a 4-4-1-1. Traditionally, so far, from the 4-4-1-1s we've played against, we've done okay. We're, of course, playing with our 4-3-3 structure. You can see there Gabua and Zeballos, our leading assist makers, and Arezo, our leading scorer. A little bit camera shy, Arezo doesn't seem to be super interested when we're recording in finding the back of the net, but hopefully he can now give me the curse of the commentator and prove me wrong a little bit as well. But we're going to get stuck straight into kickoff. Want to try and get 3 points. It would be a very big shame for us to drop down any further in the table. And just as I've said that, Paderborn have taken an early lead against Heidenheim, which would see them move into the other automatic promotion spot. We would drop down to 3rd ahead of Werder Bremen on goal difference. They are currently 2-0 up already in their match. So big pressure one here. Long ball forward here for Zeballos. Arezo's going to get there first. Can he find the finish? He can indeed. We spoke about it in the warm-up. 14th goal of the season for him. He's finally scored in front of camera. I don't think he's done that in quite some time, to be fair. And it does see us move back up into 2nd position. It's a long ball forward there from Victor Weber. And Zeballos with a good header forward. Arezo does very well on his wrong foot as well. Left-footed, low and hard across the keeper into the far corner. Could do nothing about it. He does play an isolated role as an advanced forward each and every game, but that is an excellent finish, and that's what we need more from him in this series. Deep free kick here, Bay has to take. Good ball in towards backstick. Arezo was there again, and then Vidra gets it away. Someone's lit a flare in the corner here. Shout out to Chrissy Tredesca, who's probably snuck in to the club. Good ball in from the corner. It's headed away, and you know what? They might be coming forward here. Good tackle from Zeballos. Gets across well, puts it out for the throw-in. Good tracking back there from the winger. Pinballing around here, nets with the header back to Weber. What can he do from the possession? Goes long forward. Arezo's there. Does well actually to knock it down to Bayaz in traffic. Good ball across to Gabua. Out left now to Zeballos. Nets on the overlap. Comes back inside to Sandry at the base of midfield. Now Zeballos. We've got numbers on this left if we can work it correctly. Zeballos cuts inside though. He's going to look out to Kaminsky on the right here in a moment. He's got 1v1 with his defender. Switch out towards Nets on the far side. Can he get a ball back in? Cut back to Gabua. Square ball to Bayaz, and it's from about 5 yards out. It's a great save from Broll, the keeper. And we really should have found the second goal there. That would have been, I think, more than enough. Free kick, Bayaz to take towards backstick again. Good left-footed ball, and we've clipped that one just onto the crossbar as it heads out for the goal kick. We're going to hit demand more with 10 minutes remaining in the half. As things stand, Hamburger have just fallen behind, so we could potentially go straight back to the top of the table if Nuremberg can do us a favour in that contest. XG, we're all over. I'm not going to change anything. We've been pretty much all on top of them. 5 shots, 3 on target, 1.03 XG, and 50% possession. 4 shots, 1 on target, 0.62, and 50% for the opposition. Dresden, of course, decent club, proper hipster club. I've seen a few different saves with different people around the FM community in the last few years. They look to be a decent little club to manage, but I'm hopeful St Pauli, as the bigger hipster club, can get the good result today. That's desperately what we need. Hamburg have just found an equaliser, which is frustrating, but that's okay because we're through the hour mark. We're going to make some changes. We're going to go positive. Let's get a little bit more aggressive, play a little bit further forward and on the front foot. St. Bella Kochap hasn't played particularly well. I mean, he's done a decent job at right wing back, but I'm going to take him off. We're going to give Vikov some time in his preferred role. Kabil's not been terrible, but we're going to bring on Finn Becker just to get a bit more of a level head out there. And then if we look at the last sub on conditioning, Zeballos struggling a little bit. We might try and get Renier out there for another 30-minute cameo. Kaminsky will move to the left, Renier on the right. It is our first choice wing-up partnership. If you had asked me at the start of the season what was going to be the two that I wanted to work with most this season, it was those two. So 3 subs with 30 minutes remaining, a little bit risky. Wouldn't shock me if we got an injury or a red card because of that, but I am still hopeful that Nuremberg can get something out of their game against Hamburger and we can reel them back in a little bit. We do only sit ahead of Paderborn on goal difference as well. They're currently 4-1 up. They will very much be looking to try and get a little bit of a boost to their goal difference. We're going to hit demand more here. Into the last 10 minutes, we have actually gone top of the division again. Paderborn 4-2 in their game. Hamburger 2-1 down in theirs. It's now 4-4 in the Paderborn match. Everything's going to our way at the moment. We'll see if we held on there. So a good 1-0 win. Not the greatest performance, but Arezo gets a goal. Some good performances across the board. A lot of green that you can see there from match ratings, which is great to see. I'm going to say good win, boys. Well done. Now, where does that put us at the end of the episode going into the table? So we do go back top of the division. We finished the episode as we started. 1 win, 1 defeat. Thankfully, Nuremberg have immediately reeled back in Hamburger for us, but it is just goal difference that separates the two sides. 22 goal difference to us, 19 goal difference to Hamburger. Werder Bremen and Paderborn only 2 points behind as well. So things are getting very, very tight at the top. Razor gets the Man of the Match award, which is fantastic to see him getting back involved again. He's been a little bit camera shy lately. And we do have now a full few weeks off. I think we'll do a couple of friendlies, maybe 2 friendlies over the winter break, but then we come back and play Osnabrück. We'll probably jump forward a little bit, I think. Maybe come back and do Wiesbaden maybe and Sandhausen. So that'll give us 5 games after the winter break to try and consolidate our position at the top of the division. And then I think we'll probably come back next week and also do the Hamburg and Werder Bremen games again before finishing off the season against the 2 sides we just played, Greuther Fürth and Dresden. Hopefully that puts us in a good position to see how we're doing on the run home and what the scenario might be for promotion towards the end of next week. That's the hope anyway. Keep your fingers and toes crossed for that one. More than anything though, guys, I just appreciate you guys watching along with me. That's the part that I appreciate the most. If you want to support the channel that little bit more, you can drop a like on this video. Please, that YouTube algorithm, get us higher in search results when people look for Football Manager content. You can also subscribe to this channel. We just crossed 300 a couple of weeks ago. Thank you to everyone that has come along on the journey so far. Not really got any like target or subscriber targets or anything like that. Just enjoying making the content for you guys each and every week, but hopefully you're all enjoying it as well. If you're not subscribed and watching, subscribe to the channel. You'll be kept up to date on all of our future videos as they continue to release. But as always, I have been Sean, and I'll see you guys again in the mixer.